Well, glad to get that one behind us too. I thought the second half we were better. You know, we've had to play a lot of different lineups these last two games, and doing that's going to help us along the way somewhere. We've had to play against some zone, against some man. I thought we were very, very efficient offensively second half. I think we shot 68, 69% the second half. And we didn't turn the ball over as much. The field was much more efficient. He had 4 turnovers first half in 13 minutes, and second half he didn't turn it over. So for the most part, I thought we played hard. That doesn't mean we always played good, but we played hard. Now, that's all you ask. And we've had a tendency to seem like to wear people down as games go on. And we wasn't playing but, 6 guys and Rockman our 7th guy. But glad to get that behind us, so considering the holidays and all that.
Good to see DeVille come out the way he did in the second half, like you said. You just maybe expand on that a little bit. He much more active, attacked the basket really fast.
Oh, that was better. He attacked the basket and didn't turn it over. He attacked the basket the first half, but he turned it over too much. He's just got to understand. He's so used to taking that basketball. Doesn't have to be reversed. Just taking it against a zone or man and trying to attack it. Well, he doesn't understand. Against zone, you got to attack differently. You got to get the zone moving, get it shifting, then get into gaps. Against a man, sometimes you can't just take it every time and beat that first ball screen. Sometimes you have to turn it over and come off of it. But those are things that he'll learn from. But he's pretty hard to guard on that first ball screen sometimes, and that's the problem. It's good and bad that he thinks he can go off of it every time. But he was better the second half, much better. He didn't force things as much. I actually knew a couple things we called. He made some adjustments. And that was good for him. To be able to play him in a game that the score, you want to get beat on a turnover somewhere. And we haven't had a chance to do that a whole lot with him.
Did you feel like Wendell was more aggressive tonight than he was the last game without
No.
turning to?
He was much more aggressive against a lot bigger guys. Last game against that zone, those small guys, he wasn't very aggressive. We got nothing done inside the zone. Tonight he was much more aggressive. 11 points, 11 rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds, and played a bunch of minutes for us. He was very steady for us. 26 minutes for him with 1 turnover. That's pretty good.
I know early in Wendell's career it was kind of maddening, not necessarily effort, but just his intensity and everything. Have you seen that get a little better? Is he still got to pull that out of him?
Well, it's been better this season now. He had to start this summer when he was able to go on that European trip and play all those minutes, gave us some confidence. And I think he's figuring out with this team, it doesn't matter if he starts or not, he's going to play a lot of minutes. And the amount of minutes, his productivity with the amount of minutes he plays is going to be a difference in us winning and losing a lot of basketball games. And because he's got to play minutes for us all season long.
Besides the points that Wendell and Bob, the guys seemed like they really influenced Martin, just trying to finesse a lot of shots that were hesitant to attack, and they're just got a lot of misses and good rebounds.
They were, and they were bigger than the last team we played. It's not the best team we're going to play. We understand that, but I thought he was aggressive, play without fouling. We were concerned about that. He didn't get a foul. That may be not aggressive enough, but we were concerned about him picking up some fouls in there because they do have some big old bodies. That big old boy stepped out and made a couple of threes tonight. He's 0 for 3 on the year in 5 games. He makes 2 for 4 against us. So, but Wendell played hard for us. Played hard.
Is this the first time that people have seen the true DeVille Smith? Because I'm sure people in the state have heard and maybe even saw him when he was at Cal, just doing all the things he did.
Well, no one has seen the true DeVille Smith yet. We got to get him harnessed in, get him executing. I still have a hard time. Really, it was really simple when he's in that game. You notice he came off the ball screen a lot because that's what he's comfortable and used to doing. He's pretty good at it. But if you were to call many sets, he's got to get better at that. He's got to get better at concentrating, taking things from a huddle, taking things in practice, understanding how serious practice is. Then late in the game, it was like I told him, he let that point guard dribble that ball to the hole and beat him late in that game. Well, Coach, we're up 20-some odd. Well, it don't matter. It's going to be a game soon that we're not going to be up this way. You can't ever let anybody just take that ball and beat you. Those are all learning points for him.
I know you hope it continues during the year, but have you had many three-men that have the type of, it's kind of rare to see the mid-range game.
Rodney Hood's got one of the best mid-range games there is. I mean, he can shoot it off the bounce, he can shoot it off the catch, he can back you in, jump up over top of you. Like I said, the game never speeds him up. He was playing 3, he was playing 4. I mean, for a guy to adjust the last 2 games the way he has, and tonight they guard him with a 4 a lot, and we let him dribble drive that guy a lot. Those guys had a hard time with him. I mean, the stats, 8 for 9 from the field, 8 for 9 from the field, 7 rebounds, no turnovers in 37 minutes. That's pretty good stats.
For somebody like DeVille, I kind of sense that,
You like the Bill, don't you?
well, I've seen him play in high school, and he's just, I've seen him do.
You've seen him do a whole lot more than he does.
Some magical things.
And in high school, he did every time down. He's a one guy. That's what he has to learn here. I'm playing with some people now. Everything's not going to be going towards me or with me every time. High school, every time, it's DeVille's play. And, you know, again, he's just coming here and played played South Alabama, and those 2 up in New York, and these last 2 a little bit. So he's played 5 games, 4 or 5 games at this point. So as he gets better, we can put him out there with him and D a lot, and trust him, our team gets better.
I was going to ask you, I sensed kind of him playing with a little bit of a swagger. Not necessarily do you try to rein him in, but does that get back to what you were saying about him learning and controlling that?
Yeah, I've always said he got just enough dog in him. That's what he's got, just enough. He's a guy you want him to be able to. We want him to attack. That's his strengths. But you got to understand, time and score, it's different. You got to understand that in a game. You got to understand this next time down, this guy's got 4 fouls. We're going to go at his guy. And to do that, you got to run a play or understand that. What to do, you just can't dribble drive it every time. That's the part of the game he's got to adjust to.
Noticed, I was going to ask about DeVille, but I think we've covered it.
Go ahead. That's no question.
I noticed Sidney didn't have the brace on his hand tonight. Is there any chance of him playing tonight? And what are the chances?
He wasn't
Sunday?
playing tonight. And Arnett was, again, we went into the game. If the game got tight, we were going to play Arnett. It was good we didn't have to. We wanted to give him a rest because we wanted to be able to play him Sunday against North Texas because they're a little bit bigger team. And Sidney's game will be, I don't know yet Sunday. We'll see where he is. He's better than he was. But if I had to rest him, I wanted to do it against these 2 teams because North Texas is a bigger team.
So, Bolter will be back Sunday?
We will play him Sunday.
You'll play him Sunday?
We will play him Sunday.
Are we going to see Sean Smith at all anytime soon?
You know, we're still, right now, no. We just got his MRIs back again and just trying to figure out what's wrong with him for sure.
You just talk about the unexpected contributions from people like DeVille and Wendell when you need them to step over these guys out. Just talking about.
Well, like I just told
you down the line somewhere.
Danny, like I just told our team, somewhere down the line, us playing all these minutes small, the last 2 games going to help us somewhere along the way. You guys got a lot of minutes. You got it against different kinds of defenses, particularly zones. We saw all zone the last game, and you know those guys will have some confidence now. And if you're playing with an Arnett in there with them, just one big guy, or a Sidney in there with them, it makes all those guys in that perimeter better too. We couldn't just consistently throw it that block tonight and get a basket. Those other 2 cats, you can't.
How much is a game like this? We haven't really talked about D, but what he does to kind of help bring those guys along, those other guards out there,
You know,
what's that mean?
Well, I'd say it's invaluable. You know, just have him on the floor, DeVille, settle him down some. D's going to compete every night, you know that. Still played 30 minutes. I don't think we set him down the last, 10? 8, 10? I took him out the first half. So he's played a bunch of minutes, but just his steadiness out there is important.